Okay, let me just put this out the way. I'll explain that in a while. So today I want to look at, and I've been meaning to review this for a while. I've actually had it for a while, but I've been using it, so I really was pretty lazy about getting it reviewed. So what is it? Okay, well, this is the HP Pro 8 Slate. This is not a new tablet. This came out around 2015, so that's a couple of years old now. But I still think it is worth a look. And on souk.com here in the GCC, it was less than 700 rials, and I think it is really worth it. And I'll get into that in a minute. Specs, we are looking at a 8-inch screen. It's actually slightly less than 8-inch, but it's 2K screen. I think is very nice. This has a Qualcomm 800 processor clocked at 2.3, and the RAM is 2 GB with a 16 GB of internal memory, and it takes a SD card. Now, I always forget to go on about the battery, so let me just look here and see what it says about the battery, because I will forget it. So I'm just looking here what it says, and it says, hold on a second, it's saying here, well, I'm looking on the game GSM Arena. It doesn't actually say what size the battery is. It's a real pain in the butt. But anyway, they're saying it is a 21WH, which is a non-removable lithium battery. So they look. This is probably the most negative thing I will say about this is the battery. I don't think the battery is brilliant. It's not the worst, but it's not the best that I have seen either. Now, it it's has NFC, if you can see the sticker here. Okay, which is pretty decent for this price, and all in all, the specs, I think the cameras are 8 and 2 megapixels, so I mean nothing to write home about, and really I don't I'm not using my tablet as taking photographs, so it really doesn't really mean that much to me. The screen being 2K, I just think is really, it's an IPS LCD. I think it is really pretty good. And I have it on, let me just check here. I have it, if you can see here. I don't want that overhead light to shine too much. I have it on half 50% brightness, and that is plenty bright. So I just feel that this screen is good colours, really vibrant, and really for the price is pretty decent. Now, I did do a let me see, I did do an Antutu score for you, and let's just see what it was. And I was surprised. I don't know if you can see it here without the light. That is 59,176, so nearly 60,000. Oh, okay, 59,000. I think that's a pretty good score, and really, for the most part, it would have been nice maybe to have another GB of RAM, but for the most part, it performs really pretty well, and I don't think any people would have a complaint. Now, okay, compared to the Asus tablet that I reviewed recently, which had the same type of screen, 2K, this one is a wee bit chunkier. You can see it there. It is not the slimmest tablet. It's kind of businessy looking, which I was using at work. It's kind of got that feel to it, a bit industrial. Actually, do you know what it looks like? It looks like HTC with a big HTC M7 that has eaten too much food or something. That's what it kind of looks like. construction of it is really good. It's pretty solid, and the this is I think it's a metal frame, but this is plastic here. So, but really pretty decent stereo speakers, and the speakers are fine. I don't think they're that loud, but they're suffice, and I don't think again anybody could complain. You will see here it has the what do you call that, pogo for connecting to HP branded keyboard, which I don't have, but I do have something else, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. The SD card is located here, SD card slot is located there, and of course we have the ubiquitous, or maybe not so ubiquitous, headphone jack there. So, I mean, really, that is about as much as one can say about this tablet and the things that it's got. So why is this different from other tablets? You might be bothered to be asking, or you might not be. Okay, so let me just show you this here. This is this doesn't come with the tablet. This is the HPO. This is the HP Folio Case, and this is the HP Stylus. This does come, okay, this comes with it, the tablet, so this is included, but it only comes with one nib. So what is different about this? Okay, well, I mean, what is different is that, let me just open the notes app here. I'm probably going to lift my camera to show you if it will open. They say this is some kind of uses some kind of ultrasonic, and maybe I'll be able to show you here. Let me see, ultrasonic waves, and this has, if you can see here where my finger is pointing, each corner has a hole, and these are sensors, and there's actually a sensor here on the side as well, which will generally face towards where your pad is, and this is where the sensor for detecting the ultrasonic. So let me open the app now. I would consider myself relatively techie, but I found it a wee bit difficult to organize and get on the old get my setup done. And I'm just noticing here, for some reason, the Notes app is playing up. But let's see what happens. Okay, so if we're going to write here like a normal nib, and I'm going to lift my camera and I'm going to show you here. So this is the Notes app, and it's actually pretty good. You will see it will change. Now you've got some settings here. I've got it set to write, but my handwriting's terrible, so please, this is me writing my signature, and that really does look like my handwriting. But I think that the nib, and you'll see the nib is pretty fine. I think it is, let me try and write some capitals. I think it is one of the best stylus that I have used, and you really can take notes to your heart's content. And of course there are some settings here, and I won't bore you with them, but you can go and change the style of the nib and the thickness and stuff. So it is pretty decent. And yes, my handwriting is that bad, but really with the HP Notes, this is works really well, and there's not a lot of delay. You can see here, this is me writing. There's really not a lot of delay when I'm using this. It does have palm rejection, as you can see. And I've got it set so that when it writes, it actually goes into the writing becomes a bit thinner. But look, if anybody is looking for a relatively portable tablet with a very good stylus, I really do think that HP have knocked this one out of the park. I think it is very good. Now, I read a lot of reviews about this, and not because of this part of the stylus people were complaining, but because of the the other part, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Of course, this stylus, just like any other, you can write within apps, etc. This one, the HP Note, seems to be the best, but this also comes with this special thing, and I'm just going to show you. So to change the stylus to a normal pen, we have to do this. Oh, there you go, it's pretty easy. Okay, so that becomes a normal pen. Then I'm going to place this into the, oh, just spat on my tablet there, oops. I'm going to place this into the folio here. Now, people, sorry, let me put it right way. Now, there's only one strange thing about this is the, let me see if I can get this right for you. New note, capture book. So, you see me here, I'm just right on paper notepad, I have checked that. Okay, so I'm stopping the stylus from, and I've changed over the stylus to the pen side, and then this should be okay, just okay that. Then if I open that up, let me just try and do this for you. If I have some problems with it, I might actually need to restart it, because I was doing a lot of transferring of data, etc. So it is going to, because I'm going to sell it, so I need to reformat it. Okay, so there it is. So now we can see what happens here. If I can get this to work for you, let me just see. Right, so we know that the pen is on. There is a button here on the side so that we know that the pen is on, and in theory this should now be able to copy the writing that one does on the page. So let me just set it that I've got it right. Okay, let me just see. Come on, let me get it to work for you. I mean, if I'd been more organized, I could have did all this and had it all ready. Let me just make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, and it's on. Yeah, yeah. So hold on. Wait, let me tell you what I forgot to do, and this is one of the kind of design flaws. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of slightly annoying. You will notice here, if you will see HP, it's inserted into the looks like it's in the folio case upside down. It's only because of the way that this pen works. In order, if I'm right-handed, which I am, this is the way that you have to do the setup because of the sensors. It's not really a big deal, but I'd forgotten about that, so please excuse my poor memory. So anyway, as I was saying, this will, if you can see, I started writing something there. This pen, and I'm just going to write, and you will see that I'm writing on the pad. I'll try and take it up a bit. Okay, again I'm writing my beautiful writing, my name. It is coming up on the screen. I'm going to show you that there, that I'm writing, and then you will see I've left a space, and then you will see there, and then I'm going to do it again, and you will see my writing. So hello YouTube. Okay, so It actually works pretty well, and forgive me for forgetting about this thing. It is a bit stupid. I'm not sure why HP, the size of that company, could not work this out. But of course, if you're left-handed, you're going to be writing this way, and it's going to work okay, as you can see. Um, but for some reason, there you go. Hi. Oh, hi. Hi. They've chosen this way to do it, so it seems a bit strange. But again, I'm just going to live with it. And you'll have seen, maybe if you've been interested in this, you'll notice a number of reviewers just thought this was, really poor design. Well, okay, I think it probably is, but I can live with it. And so I can live with it. Yippee! So, it works really pretty well. There's my yippee there. I'll do one more. So, say, where am I? Say bye bye. And of course here you can change the color of the pen, and also let me just change it to a bit thicker here. Up here there is a nib thing. So in theory I think it should be thicker. Yeah, there you go. So, hi, bye, see ya. Okay, it actually works pretty well once you get it all sorted and set up. And as I say, forgive me for forgetting about this thing. I have to be upside down because you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, Mafi Mashakal, you get no problem at all. But for me, I'd forgotten because I haven't used it for writing for a wee while. But let me just say, if you've watched any other reviews, I'm going to stop using this. If you've watched any other reviews, I'm going to just show you the Folio Case. They've basically said that this was a bit of a gimmick. Well, I don't know. I think that it works pretty well. I think that it is pretty decent, and it's something maybe that they could have developed a bit further. So anyway, that's their ultrasonic pen thing, Stylus, which doubles. As I say, you take it out here like that, and then you put it in like that, it becomes back to a normal nib for the stylus. I think it really works quite well. So who's going to use it? Well, I used it, and I'll tell you, I went to meetings and stuff, and really, for capturing writing, excellent, and for writing on the screen, as I say, with that, there's really not much delay or latency with the writing. I think it works really well. So for work purposes, for students, taking notes, then you want to copy them. It does have a transcriber and spell checker, but it's not really fully rounded, the software, but it's still, pretty decent. Now, as I said earlier, I'm just going to take this out. The tablet, it doesn't come with the folio. The folio you have to buy separately, and I couldn't get this here in KSA. I could, it's a bit stuck now, hold on, I don't want it to spring out and then go all over the place. I got this from eBay, and you can really find these for less than $50 if you look. It takes any kind of notepad, which is like really cool. Any of that size of notepad doesn't need any special paper like LiveScribe pen or anything like that. It just basically takes anything, any kind of notepad, which is pretty cool. So also, which I don't know why they only sent me one nib. I'm not sure if that is everybody, but it's they've been very mean. So and it wasn't easy to find because on eBay I couldn't, there wasn't many sellers, but I did manage to find, and I think I got the five nibs for about $15. But there really wasn't a lot, so you might have to search for to buy the refills for this. Um, so, with the extras there, it's probably going to cost you a bit more. But is it worth it? Well, I think it is. If you could try and find the tablet a bit cheaper, although I didn't see it much cheaper anyway. In fact, I saw it more expensive in other places, like eBay, Amazon, than it is here in KSA. I found it was the cheapest here, but of course, I mean, if you could save some money on the tablet, then you don't mind paying for the Folio, and of course, this also comes with its own keyboard, which I think it's a Folio case with a keyboard, and I think that this could be a very portable Android office setup for you. And the processor definitely can handle it. And it's not the fastest because it's obviously 2 years old, but it's still pretty competent, and it's better than the Asus tablet that I reviewed a while ago. Had that Intel Atom processor, and really I just didn't think it was that good. This this 800 Snapdragon, the Qualcomm Snapdragon, is a lot better. So really, yeah, you could, for light office usage, some documents, reviewing PowerPoint, writing some notes. Great for media consumption, watching movies. I watched my football. I was watching my football on the old BBC iPlayer. The screen is pretty decent. In fact, it's not pretty decent, it's really decent. Now I use Aldico, the ebook app, and really for the last couple of and I'm still reading some books at the moment. I'm reading The Man from the Train at the moment, which is this book, and I really enjoyed using it. Now I found now if I'm reading from my any tablet, I use a blue light filter. It just makes it a bit easier on the old eyes. But Aldico is definitely my favourite, and for certainly for ebooks, yeah, EPUB books and Mobi books. I just finished reading The Devil's Knot, which was pretty decent. That's about the West Memphis Three. If anybody's interested in, there was a movie about it. Wasn't that good, but the story is really pretty true story. Very sad. So I use it really for. Reading and media consumption, and I did some office work with it, and I really I rate this as a pretty decent budget tablet with an excellent screen. And this pen thing is. I know, well, the reviews that I saw, there a lot of people complain about it as a gimmick, as I said, but no, I don't think it was a gimmick. I think it works really well once you've understood about the, the placement of the, because if you see here, hold on, let me show you. So if you place it upside down, like you have to do if you're right-handed, of course, the camera is blocked, but this is just like this strange design decision by HP. So but again, for the price, I'm going to forgive it because I really like this tablet, and I'll be sad to see it go. So yeah, that's really about all I can say. This is. If anybody's interested, actually, I've started using, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this this camera I'm using now, 199 reals from souq.com. It is the LG 360 cam, and I put some 360 videos on my channel because usually with my kid and that, but this is a very deep, for 199 reals. Now it's not waterproof, but you can buy a cover for it. This is a really decent camera, and I'm obviously not using 360 at the moment, but I think it's got a great microphone, and I think the HD, it shoots up to, I think, 2K, something like that. Um, I just think it is, for the price, is excellent. So that's the LG 360. And that has been the HP Slate Pro review. It's a decent tablet if you're in the market for business or school, and I would definitely recommend it. Certainly at the price it was, 649 I think, from souk.com, but of course remember you do need to buy the folio case as an extra. So any questions, any comments? Sorry I was babbling on a bit. It's just leave them at the bottom and I will do my best to reply to them. Thank you. Bye.